Here's an example of a persuasive essay. The United States is the only modernized Western nation that does not offer publicly funded health care to all its citizens. The cost of health care for the uninsured in the United States are prohibitive. That means it's very expensive. And the practices of insurance companies often reveal more interest in profit margins than providing health care. These conditions are incompatible with U.S. ideals and standards, and it is time for the U.S. government to provide universal health care coverage for all its citizens. Like education, health care should be considered a fundamental right of all U.S. citizens, not simply a privilege for the upper and middle classes. One of the most common arguments against providing universal health care coverage is that it will cost too much money. In other words, universal health care would raise taxes too much. While providing health care for all citizens would cost a lot of money, for every tax-paying citizen, citizens need to examine exactly how much money it would cost, and more important, how much money is too much when it comes to opening up health care for all. Those who have health insurance already pay too much money, and those without coverage are charged unfathomable amounts. The cost of publicly funded health care versus the cost of current insurance premiums is unclear. In fact, some Americans, especially those in lower income brackets, would stand to pay less than their current premiums. However, even if universal health care would cost Americans a bit more money each year, we ought to reflect on what type of country we would like to live in and what types of morals we represent if we are willing to deny health care to others on the basis of saving a couple of $100 per year in a system that privileges capitalism, rugged individualism. Little room remains for compassion and love. It is time that Americans realize the amorality of U.S. hospitals forced to turn away the sick and poor. Another common argument against universal health care in the United States is that other comparable national health care systems like that of England, France, or Canada are bankrupt or rife with problems. Universal health care opponents claim that sick patients in those countries often wait in long lines or long wait lists for basic health care. Opponents also commonly accuse these systems of being unable to pay for themselves, racking up huge deficits year after year. A fair amount of truth lies in these claims, but Americans must remember to put these problems in context with the problems of the current U.S. system as well. It is true that people often wait to see a doctor in countries with universal health care, but we in the United States wait as well, and we often schedule appointments in advance, only to have long waits in the doctor's waiting room. Critical and urgent care abroad is always treated urgently, much the same as it is treated in the United States. The main difference, however, is cost. Even healthcare policyholders are not saved from the costs of healthcare in the United States. Each day an American acquires a form of cancer, and the only effective treatment might be considered experimental by an insurance company and thus is not covered. Without medical coverage, the patient must pay out of pocket, but these costs are so expensive that the patient will opt for a less effective but covered treatment, or opt for no treatment at all, or attempt to pay the cost of the treatment and experience unimaginable financial consequences. And it's a fact that many Americans go broke paying for cancer. Medical bills in these cases can easily rise into hundreds of thousands of dollars, which is enough to force even wealthy families out of their homes and into perpetual debt. Even though each American could face this unfortunate situation, many still choose to take the financial risk instead of gambling with health and financial welfare. U.S. citizens should press their representatives to set up universal health care where their coverage will be guaranteed and affordable. Despite the opponents' claims against universal health care. A universal system will save lives and encourage the health of all Americans. Why has public education been so easily accepted but not public health care? It is time for Americans to start thinking socially about health care in the same way they think about education and police services as rights of U.S. citizens. So here's an example of a persuasive argument where the writer is very, very passionate about having universal health care for everyone, and not just private health care for rich and middle class people, and that Americans should all pay up, even if it means raising taxes. And she does have her counter argument where she says opponents of, so this is the counter argument paragraph where she talks about what the other side thinks. So when you talk about what the other side thinks, that's known as a counter argument paragraph, and then you rebut the other side with your argument. So the other side says, well, universal health care is not very practical because then everybody would be in the doctor's office. And if everybody's in the doctor's office, then you have to wait a long time just to get a simple, operation, or just to see the doctor because there's too many people if everybody has health care. And so, and then you rebut your argument saying, however, what if you need cancer care and the cost of the medicine is so expensive it can make you go broke? Why not have universal health care so that health care could be affordable? So she rebuts the other side with her argument that universal health care is imperative. So that's how, when you talk about the other side and then you strengthen that your argument by talking about or treating the other side. So having a counter argument paragraph and a rebuttal strengthens your argument, and it makes your argument look fair and balanced and non-biased. So that's one of the advantages of learning how to use a counter argument and a rebuttal paragraph inside your persuasive argument. And the easiest way to do that is to stick the counter argument paragraph as a separate paragraph. Then you have your rebuttal paragraph at the end of your 5-paragraph essay structure, so that your counter argument paragraph and rebuttal paragraph would become your 6th paragraph and your 7th paragraph after your 3-paragraph or the 5-paragraph essay. And then, that's one way of doing it, is sticking the counter argument and rebuttal paragraphs as your 6th and 7th paragraph. Another easy way of putting in the counter argument paragraph is to put in the counter argument in the introduction. Okay, so you could have your hook, 5 background sentences. That would be what the other side thinks. Then you rebut and pivot with your thesis statement. And so that's known as a turnabout introduction paragraph. So that's another way in which you can stick in your counter argument and rebuttal paragraph. So I always tell my English 101 students that you could opt for the easier way by using the turnabout paragraph. And then for my more advanced students, I encourage them to write a 6th and 7th paragraph. So that would be my English 105 students would stick in an extra counter argument paragraph and a rebuttal paragraph. So this ends this video on persuasive essays. And you can also watch any of my week 9 instructor sessions in the Professor H Writing channel, where I talk a lot more about what is a persuasive essay. So if you go to the Professor H Writing channel and you go to the week 9, it's called week 9 instructor session, what is a persuasive essay? So if you want to learn more about persuasive argumentation, that's where you go. So don't forget to subscribe to the Professor H Writing channel if you like this video. And if you have any questions, feel free to email me at any time.